Remember, gamers, part 9 plus 10 equals to part 21. Haha, funny joke is dead, but besides that, let's continue. Floor manager, he's here, I guess.
Yeah, I'm playing Bully right now. I'm doing one of the music mini games for anyone that's played that.
Dude, I'll put up an image of, like, the best bully hunter thing I can find right now. Just kidding, I'm not gonna do that. I'm lazy as frick.
Yeah, well, you already did one editing thing
I
for
already
like
did
two
one. I
videos
already did
ago.
one Sans doing the Fortnite dance. I can't afford that again. It's too straining on my budget. It's too much of a strain on the pocketbook. Dude. Cool. Who's ready to watch more Jinx fighting Pokemon? Uh,
Oh, I got a 97% on my mute.
yeah, dude, 97%? That's like a whole 3% less than 100. You fail, gamer. When the teacher says they'll help you with anything, but they tell you should already know this by now.
Yeah.
That is a sauce. Oh, hey, level 33. I'm that much closer to finally not having to use this thing all the time now. Yay. Jinx is an official member of the team. Yay. Ugh, well, who's ready to talk about YouTube's status as a platform?
Oh, that's fun.
We've been waiting for this moment to talk about YouTube as a whole. And by waiting, I mean we're literally that already out of ideas. Oh, hey, 1 in 256 chance to miss. Thanks a lot. But besides that, YouTube is not doing it very good right now. They kind of just like, hey, advertisers, we'll let you advertise on this video that shows nudity, but if a boy says the S word, that's a big no-no. Afraid not, gamer.
Oh, which one are we referring to?
Cardi B's music video.
Uh,
Literally, no, like, I'm not even exaggerating here. There is actual, like, ooh, a PP up. I can actually use that. No, like, there's actual nudity in it, and it's still monetized. It's not, like, what? Like, it's not even slight. Like, you can see it. It is, like, how do they do this? How do they get away with it? Oh, yeah, dude, I got a legendary PP up. I only get a couple of these in the game, so I gotta use it very carefully.
what are you gonna use it on?
Probably something on Jinx, maybe.
Just get that ice beam up.
Let me think here for a second. What else would I PP up?
This one of Jinx's later moves gonna potentially have very low PP.
I had Blizzard, but I mean...
Yeah.
But Ice Beam is, like, way better, like, in having more PP on that. Or I could do it on Psychic or Ice Beam, which do you think? I'd say Psychic, probably.
Yeah, Psychic is just generally tends to be more useful.
Besides, I already have Ice Punch, so I don't really need to worry about PP right now.
Yeah. Maybe if you get like a second PP up.
Maybe. Oh, hey, I'm fighting Chad. The wind's blowing my way. Back to YouTube as a whole, though.
Yeah.
YouTube is kind of screwed up right now. They show an extreme amount of bias. They act like they care about people, but if it makes money...
Kind of like Twitch.
They act like they care about people, but if it makes them money, they will turn an infinite amount of blind eyes to it.
Yeah, imagine like Twitch. If you know understand the situation with
Oh,
Twitch,
no.
then that's YouTube's
Oh.
situation.
Oh, the Twitch girl thing, where they're extremely
Yeah.
biased to any... Yeah, it wasn't like it at some point one of the Twitch moderators literally had an entire, like, subscribe list of just, like, girl streamers?
I am unaware of that,
I'm
but
pretty
that
sure that's what
wouldn't be
happened. Yeah, and here's the thing, they technically have the right to let whatever they want on their platform. Even though it's ruining it for everyone else, I mean, it's allowed. Okay, here's the thing, I feel like they wouldn't be as such of a big deal if there weren't all these sad middle-aged men just watching them. Like, here's the thing, everybody watching
and
those...
12-year-olds.
And 12-year-olds, can't forget those. But, like, come... Okay, here's the thing. This is a big problem. No, this hasn't been a problem with just YouTube or Twitch. This has been a problem with every community. It's a respected art form, and then you would just have these women that just abuse their bodies and put it in the background to get views.
In all honesty, I don't care that they do that. It's more of just the double standard that they have. Whenever men can arguably doing stuff similar, it tends to be like...
Well, here's the problem. They have a
allowed.
deflective argument because they're just like, oh, am I just supposed to make them disappear? Like they have a reflective argument. Technically, they're not doing anything wrong. All they're doing is just sitting on camera. They're not doing anything wrong technically. But it's obvious by the way they act and the way that they do their like practices that that is what they are going for. But Twitch and YouTube don't care enough to do anything about it because it gets them views. They don't care.
Mhm.
It makes the money. And then when they pull, oh, PewDiePie does literally anything slightly controversial, and he'll get freaking just blasted for it. But it's okay when other people do it because they're not PewDiePie.
Yeah, it's for me. It's just the double standard, less of the fact that like, oh, it happens.
Eh. Okay, one thing, randomly switching topics again here, kind of the same topic, but like a different aspect of it. I hate like female ASMR artists. Do you do any ASMR?
No, I'm not an ASMR person.
Sad for you though, but like seriously, ASMR artists, ASMR, if you feel it, is one of the most satisfying things ever. And then you just have what people do in every art form that involves like constantly showing your face and body. Biddy streamers, haha, XD. And then like and then when like anybody attacks them, their like entire fan base of middle-aged men, white knights, and like 12-year-old children say they're not doing anything wrong. They aren't doing anything. They're just expressing themselves. I'm
Yeah,
like, like literally, if you act like that, even if you do anything wrong, you'll have like 1,000 white knight subscribers to like defend you. So it doesn't matter. You don't even have to do anything. Just let them do the work for you. Because they'll say, heck off, gamer. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch it.
Again, for me personally, it's more of the double standard rather than them doing it. If that's honestly the direction that Twitch wants the platform to be on, well, that's Twitch's choice. Whenever they like pick and choose, though, like who gets away with it, that's the part that I dislike.
That's just Twitch, sadly. I get annoyed by it a bit more than you. Like, I just personally don't like people that do it. I just think I feel like people wouldn't like degrade them so much if they didn't. I know this is kind of the thing for men too, where there's like these super hormonal men that'll like act like absolute animals. Like it's always the worst people of each gender that just like add on to the stereotypes.
I mean, you can say that about every group
exactly. I know it's just the bad number.
You know, like it's always the worst part of each group is the stereotype that exists from them.
Yeah.
Because like there's like a ton of groups that you can say that with. There's very few groups that are inherently evil.
Yeah.
Of course, I mean, yeah, there are some.
No group is immune to like just not being terrible.
But like, there's always bad people in every group, no matter how good the group intends to be.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah, I just kind of feel like bad that those people kind of speak for the entire community usually. Like, you'll have communities that aren't even that toxic and are mostly good, and then you just have a couple people, like, say for the Undertale community, that just ruin it.
Yeah, it's just like a lot of the people that like Undertale. I mean, yes, sometimes they're cringy, but virtually they're pretty harmless. They just enjoy a video game. Maybe a little too much, but I mean, like,
yeah,
there's no, like,
nothing wrong.
Yeah, like, you're allowed to enjoy whatever you want to whatever extent you want it.
Yeah, I find that. I find that
But,
fair.
like, there's also the extreme standards that people that, like, if you have any problem with Undertale, you're a garbage person that doesn't have any taste.
In all reality, Undertale, I don't remember the YouTuber that made the video about it, but there was a certain YouTuber that said that, like, Undertale's actually really bad and the branch path is kind of bad, because basically the battle system was really archaic and the attack system was really basic and didn't really do a whole lot. Like, it was basically telling you, hey, play the pacifist run, or you're not playing the game correctly.
Yeah.
It's just not. And the game had a lot of heart, to be fair, and I really liked it. Like, I didn't play a whole ton of it. Like, I never actually bought the game, but I played it at a friend's house, and I enjoyed, like, the first couple, like, hour or two of it. I enjoyed it.
For me personally, Undertale's always been one of those, like, the graphics don't stand out enough, and the gameplay is pretty simple, and like the story's decent, but like I feel like you could get the same effects from just watching somebody play the game. Which, I mean, I have watched someone play the video game, and like it's like fine.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I mean, like the story's fine, but like, I think it gets a little more credit than it really deserves.
That's kind of what happens with any, like, good game, heavy quotation
Any
marks.
decent indie game, it's like fans are like, this is the best game ever.
Yeah, more or less. Still a good game, though. Still a good game.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that, like, it doesn't deserve any credit, because it deserves credit.
Just not as much as it gets.
Yeah.
Okay, just kidding. No, that joke was never ever funny. I still don't understand why in this generation, for some reason, Pidgeotto is just, like, thick.
I mean, you could say that about Pikachu, too.
No, but, like, it's not, like, birds aren't thick. Birds are
I mean,
fluffy.
our mouse is thick.
Yes, mouses are thick. Have you seen a real mouse before? They've got, like, so much junk in that trunk.
But I mean, like, are they that thick, though?
You're thick, and we all know it, so we don't really have to have this argument.
I mean, am I?
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Peter Griffin, perhaps.
I mean, you've only ever seen, like, my...
Face.
Yeah.
How do you know I didn't screenshot it and I won't reveal you to the world?
Are you gonna face reveal me?
I would if I actually remembered to screenshot it. Just kidding. Who would remember to screenshot it? Whoever screenshots their friend doing their first face reveal is kind of just a terrible person.
Yeah.
And that's why nobody trusts people like that. Let's talk about friendships. Let's talk about how great the school system is. Let's talk about literally things that'll make it hard for me to get a job if my future employer ever sees this.
Okay.
So, school system kind of sucks. I mean... No.
I mean, you aren't wrong. I'm not gonna
No,
argue
actual...
with you.
No, this modern school, like, actually, like, no joke. I don't hate the school system. I really like the idea of school. It's just, I feel like 90% of what I learn, I'm never gonna use maybe more than once or twice in my life.
Yeah, it just feels like, they should be teaching life skills.
Well, here's the thing. I'm taking a business class. I brought this up in an earlier video. I've literally already learned so much from this 3-month period than I've learned from the entire school year, like, that I'm actually going to use in real life. And, like, here's the thing. If there were more classes like that taught me important skills I need to know to, like, exist in the world, I'd be okay with it. But then you just have, like, these useless required classes like, freaking art. Like, what?
It's like, why do I need an art credit to graduate,
Am I the only
high school?
Am I the only
honors?
one that feels like having to learn a language is a stupid requirement?
I mean, like, I understand, but it's just, like, a lot of language, like, programs are really bad.
Here's the problem with language programs. English, it makes no sense.
English makes no sense, and the only reason it makes sense to us is because we grew up with it.
Exactly. Like, if English, like, had a system, it'd be easier to get used to another language's system, but it just doesn't. Here's the thing, it doesn't help either that, like, keep in mind here, you're learning more words in another language, like, than you would in any other class, on top of already having to memorize what all those words mean in English and how to use them in a sentence, and it's just too much.
Yeah.
The problem with Spanish is that they give you, like, it must suck to be a Spanish teacher. They give time cut. I don't know what I just did. Something happened and it's not going to be in the video, so sorry to all you gamers who are never going to get to see it. Can I get a rip in the chat?
Yeah, you gonna rip in the chat?
We're already 14 minutes in and I really want to finish this route before I freaking end off the episode, but I don't know how much more time I have left. I don't have a whole lot. Biker sent out coughing. Stop coughing on me, dude. What were we talking about, though? Like, oh yeah, how much does school... Like, you're given 7 months to cram, like, the entire basics of a language into these kids' skulls, along with, at the same time, trying to teach them words.
And not to mention, you're probably also teaching other classes, too.
Yeah,
or, like, teach at a big high school.
No, and then you have those kids that literally don't get it at all, and you have to tutor them, like, every time you teach anything. And it's just, I just feel so bad for those teachers. He has a Muck. I finally have a Pokemon that can actually damage Muck. Go Jinx, hit him up with an attack of the mind.
Yeah.
Seriously though, like I can't, like Gen 1 gives you so many TMs early on, like good ones. It's kind of weird. Now I'm gonna stop changing the topic and continue what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's the thing. Like, I don't know why we have to do book reports exactly and stuff like that. Like, I don't really get it. Is that just a me thing?
I mean, like, I vaguely understand.
I mean, it's teaching you to analysis stuff, but
It's
I don't think my future boss is gonna hide the meaning of the paper in a 500 paragraph book.
yeah, it's just like I feel like in a lot of scenarios, like I can see it vaguely if you plan on doing any writing, because it just makes comprehending writing better.
And like writing easier. Well,
Yeah,
here's
but
the
at the same,
problem. Some people are really good at writing, like they just have that creative flow that allows them to write. And then you have
yeah.
people like me who literally cannot write anything. Like I am a terrible writer. Like
For me, writing has always been something like depending on what, right?
you kind of completely cut out the game or what?
Writing for me has always been something that really just depends on what mood I'm in. Some days I can write super well, and other days I'm really bad.
Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes. It'd be like that. Yeah, but back to the school. Here's the thing. The school system, the way it works, I really don't like. So basically what they do is they try to cram all this stuff into your head before a certain time. And then they test you on it. Not only do tests give extreme anxiety, here's the thing. Like, let's say you have, like, a B or a C in a class. If you fail the final, that'll take you down at least a whole letter grade.
Yeah, for me, like, even as someone that goes in that, like, I go to an alternative school. I go to, like, a Montessori school, and I'm not even gonna get into that. But, like, we don't have tests very much. We just have projects, but it's, like, still the same general idea.
Well, here's the problem with the school system. Just having these grades that are huge is a really bad idea, because if you, like, make a mistake on them, then you're screwed. Like, you're screwed for that. You either A, have to take summer school, or B, if you fail enough classes, you just straight up have to take the whole year over again, which is even worse. Because literally friends are the only thing that keep high schoolers, like, mentally sane.
Nah, it's just you gotta... Nah, mental health isn't a thing in school.
Why are school counselors just kind of pointless?
We don't even have school counselors at my school.
We have counselors at our school, but here's the problem. If you have an actual problem, you should go see an actual counselor and not a school counselor.
But I mean, there's also people like me that don't have health insurance that can't.
Exactly. Like, if the problem is serious enough to get... Here's the problem. If you get a counselor involved, let's say you get involved with another student, and they did something bad. It's always going to go one of two ways. Either the student gets completely screwed over, it's going to turn into a, oh, he didn't mean it. Now let's both shake and make up. And it's like, boy, what? I'm not saying, like, a kid should be punished because he did something wrong, but at least, like, not just say, oh, he did nothing wrong. We're just going to give him a pass.
It just feels like a lot of school counselor, like, related stuff kind of feels like, why should I trust these people? Because they're 10 times more likely to,
To what?
like, 10 times more likely to just get you in trouble for doing something, like having, like, an issue
Yeah.
that's, like, serious.
It's just
'Cause,
kind
like-
of like school.
It's like, there's a big thing with, like, especially, like, where I go to school and, like, the area around.
Yeah.
Like, with, like, drugs and stuff.
Mhm.
But, like, if there's a school counselor, I don't think 90% of people tell them about an issue like that because they feel like they're gonna get them in trouble with the cops.
Well, yeah, I mean, that,
But, like, with, like, an actual therapist, you'd
like,
be
they
able
help
to do-
people.
That's why I think, like, I don't know, I think, like, maybe just, like, have, like, private therapists brought in is a better idea than school
Well,
counselors.
some schools have that, but the problem is it's way cheaper to just have school counselors do it.
Yeah, but if you have, like, a private, like, private person that just works at the school, like, that gets rotated out every once in a while,
Oh.
like, That would just be 10 times better for actually getting students to communicate about their issues.
Why do I feel like my entire life should be determined by a letter grade that all add on each other? Like, here's the thing. The thing about me is I do good in all my classes except for just like one or two, usually every quarter. And
Yeah.
that one grade will completely screw you over if you don't do amazing in it. Like, it'll completely screw over your grade point average. This is the part where using Venusaur becomes unfun because it's literally, like, not very effective against everything.
Oof.
We've reached the mid-games, folks. Venusaur is now officially worthless.
What time are we on the
Like, 20-ish. I'm probably gonna end it after this battle.
Okay.
I really wanted to get through this route, but nope. I guess that's not happening.
Oh, that's real sad. We can't finish this.
Eh. So next episode is probably just gonna be us doing that in the cycling road.
Cycling road. That one thing that's in like a ton of Pokemon.
More or less. Yeah, so I'm just lucky that Razor Leaf has a high critical hit ratio, because it means I can actually fight like these poison types, like with grass type moves. If you disable Razor Leaf, you're dead. Oh, it was Tackle. Rip.
Oh no, what are you gonna do with that tackle?
I don't know, man. Just use Razor Leaf again, I guess. That kind of sucks. I'm pretty sure his last Pokemon's gonna be like a Muck or something. Oh, hey, it finally reached level 36. Biker is about to use Coffin. I'll just switch Jinx out, why not?
For fun or something like.
I mean, Psychic.
Yeah.
Gen 1 has bad move pool. It's all TMs.
Gen 2 has even worse move pool somehow.
Debatably, you're right.
By debatably, you mean I'm right.
Fair enough, gamer. I'm gonna end the episode off here. We literally accomplished nothing this episode. You probably could have skipped it. That's right, Chris. You could have skipped this whole episode. Suck a nerd. Anything to contribute, gamer, before I end off the video?
Join the Discord server and help us take down France.